Good evening, guys. So I thought, why not jump in and talk about pound? Because pound has been interesting as fuck recently. I'm not gonna lie. It's one of those currencies I've been paying attention to because I desperately want to get involved in it because it's been overbought. It's way too strong, and there's been some signs coming in that have been weakening it, and some clues have been coming in, been thrown into the shade that have shown that the pound could get weaker. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through euro pound. I mean, that's the perfect currency pair. I mean, I'm gonna go by the thumbnail, 200 pip move, right? I'm gonna stick to it. This is not like what do you call it when you show something on the thumbnail and then you just comment it, please. You show something on the thumbnail, but you don't actually show what you just mentioned on the thumbnail. So I'm not leading you on, guys. This is actually, I'm going to explain everything bit by bit. Okay, so we're going to look at euro pound. Euro pound is the first one because I see a move here that is actually quite interesting, and you can see the same move on GBPUSD. Okay, this is not technical. It's far from technical analysis. This is purely fundamental analysis before you start thinking I'm going to start talking about double head top, whatever it's called. I don't know. So we've got euro pound here, we've got pound USD. I mean, we can see the sharp move that happened in pound. I mean, this is weakness, but the move was much bigger in pound USD. So I'm more inclined in pound USD than I am inclined than I am into euro pound. Now, one of the reasons that caused this move was the comments from the Bank of England, Governor Bailey, who mentioned that, the Bank of England could become more aggressive on rate cuts. If you're looking to read more into this, you can just type it in and that will come up on Google. You can read about it. And since then, when he made that comment, we saw this move and that move. Okay, so we saw that there was a drop. The massive drop in actually no, talking about the wrong move. 3rd of October, my bad, people. That's the move I'm talking about here. So we had a deep move here on the 3rd of October when you mentioned that there's going to be aggressive rate cuts, and since then we had a retracement in euro pound, and there was a retracement, and then we had another big move here, and that big move happened because of the CPI, right? So we had a CPI release that showed negative across the board. So for the Bank of England to start cutting rates, they need to see inflation going lower. Okay, I think there's one part in the article where they mention that if inflation goes in hand to hand with what they're expecting, if inflation goes lower, then they're likely to cut rates. There's where's that part in the article I was reading where you mentioned that point? It was here. Bailey told the Guardian newspaper the BOE could become a bit more activist and a bit more aggressive in its approach to lowering rates if there was welcome news on inflation for the central bank. Okay, so that's what he mentioned. And then what happened? We had this. When the CPI release came in, we had this. And then after that, what happened? We had this move here in pound, in euro pound, and pound US dollar. Now, like I've said, people are looking to see, they're looking for pound weakness, right? They're looking any form of comments or any form of data release from the GBP side. If it's in line with what the Governor Bailey mentioned on the 3rd of October, we're seeing big moves in the market. So one trade I'm actually paying attention to the most is pound USD. So I'm looking at pound USD more than I'm looking at euro pound, because euro has its own problems. It has its own problems. Okay, so they're going through I think the ECB had a meeting on, when was it, on the 18th of October, and okay, the deposit rate was cut. So the deposit rate cut by 25 basis points to 3.25 as expected. But what we did not expect, what the market did not expect, was the overly dovish angle in the communication surrounding the decision. So it was somehow some dovish comments where, you know, it showed some signs of concerns about growth within the Eurozone. Funnily enough, we actually do have an economy release PMIs on Thursday from the Euro side. And let's see on Thursday, no, that's 17th of October. Let's come lower here. So on Thursday, yes, Thursday here, we've got data coming in from France and Germany, and that's going to be very important. So if we see a sign of improvement from this side here, we're likely to see Euro strength coming in. But at the moment, growth has been so bad, so it's expected that, you know, we're going to get it's kind of expected that we're going to get negative data. So we get negative data, that's going to push Euro lower. So that's going to be a problem from the Euro. So I'm not really interested in the Euro that much. However, Pound USD is more interesting. The reason why Pound USD is more interesting is because we have a lot of things that are supporting the US dollar. Okay, so we have a slow pace of rate cuts from the US. Okay, so we've got a slow pace of rate cuts from the US, and we have the Trump trade taking place. So people buying into Trump winning the election, that's pretty much dollar positive. And, you know, the way they're cutting rates is a bit hawkish. Okay, so they're not doing it at a rapid rate comparison to the Euro. So I think the ECB is ahead of the Fed when it comes to cutting rates. So when it comes to the pound USD, this is the perfect trade. And obviously 128 is the baseline. So I'm expecting to see pound drop to 128. So I'm going to be holding this trade for quite a bit. And if we try to calculate the pips, that's about 172 from where it is right now. But any aggressive retracements from GBP, that could be very good opportunity for us to get involved into pound USD. So maybe to hit this level here, that would be nice to get involved from this level here. You know, you take a trade and for sell, boom. Or even if it pushes back up to this level here, I'm already in this trade already. I think I got involved at that level here, and I took partial profit. I took about 60% of my profit at this level, and I moved my stop loss to break even. But any further rallies back into these levels here or here are very, very attractive to sell pound USD, because fundamentally BOE is expected to cut rates, and the US dollar is pretty much strong. There's so many reasons why the US dollar is pretty much strong. And also, you have to think about the Middle East tension as well. That's supporting the US dollar. So pound USD is literally that perfect trade, unless we get good numbers on Thursday from the Eurozone area. We get very, very good numbers, then we could actually see a very, very, very big move from Euro going up. So we can get a rebound of Euro against the pound. Alongside it, GBP, the UK, will be releasing its PMIs as well. And if that also comes negative, let's say this comes negative and this comes positive. Okay, so that divergence between the two, this is positive and this is negative, then we could potentially see another leg higher on the euro pound. However, if we do see, you know, pounds positive, you know, the PMIs of the GBP are positive and these guys are negative, the Eurozone area, then we could potentially see a drop in euro pound. So it's quite important to pay attention to this data releases that are coming up, because they are very crucial, very, very crucial. This is what I'm saying. Euro pound's a bit riskier because of the data that's upcoming, whereas pound USD is much safer because we're just purely focusing on US dollar strength, which is across the board. We're seeing US dollar strength across the board, and pound weakness from expected aggressive rate cuts from the BOE. So that's how I'm looking at things. So it'd be quite interesting to see retracement. Like I said, retracement back here or back here. Or if you want to take risk, you could just buy at these lower levels on euro pound and hope for the best. If you want to take risk, I can take risk. I take risk sometimes. I will probably risk 0.35 because these are very attractive levels here where euro pound is at. So it'd be quite nice to buy at this level here, put a stop loss below this level here, take a buy, hoping that it will just come rebound to these levels here or this level here or whatever. So yeah, you can take risk with euro pound if you want, hoping that the data comes in positive for euro, so that way we can see a rebound. Another trade, I would have to do a separate video for euro, because obviously there's another trade that could be good for buying euro would be euro Swiss franc, in my opinion. These are all my opinions, by the way, guys. So yeah, that's euro pound. Something else I wanted to mention that's actually quite important. Right, I know what I wanted to mention. So we had a speech from BOE today. I think these guys are at what do you call it? An IMF meeting, and the comments from Government Bailey, it was quite important, but he did nothing. You know, I just saw a little small move, a small drop in pound USD. Not so much, but it wasn't because of what he said. He didn't say anything, so it wasn't really market moving. I was actually looking forward to this data release from the BOE, but it didn't deliver whatsoever. That also didn't deliver at all. So what I'm hoping for is on Thursday. I mean, this could do something. I mean, on Wednesday he's going to speak again. BOE Bailey. He says he's going to speak on Wednesday again, so that could do something. I don't know. And then I guess the next important data from the UK would be the PMIs and the PMIs from Europe. So those are the main things to be on the lookout for. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about, guys. And I wish you guys a happy trading week ahead. And I hope I'll be posting more videos like this to talk about, you know, the fundamentals. If anything happens, you know, and I'm open to talk about, just leave some comments below if there's anything you'd want me to discuss. And I'm pretty much new to understanding macroeconomics. I've got, you know, a huge understanding. I'm not the best, I'm not number one, but I'm learning about it every single day, and I've actually made a lucrative amount of a decent amount of money from fundamental trading and following the right guides, you know. So yeah, I'm on a learning path alongside with you guys if you're also on a learning path. So sometimes I might say things that might not make sense, but in my head it makes sense. So you ask me to elaborate, I will elaborate. So yeah, thank you very much for listening. If you listen, peace.